Croatia knocks out host Russia to set up an all-Europe semifinal.
Welcome to Plain English, the podcast that goes at the right speed for English language learners. Listen now and read the transcript online at plainenglish.com. Now, here's Jeff, your host for today's episode.
The semifinalists are determined. They are France, Belgium, Croatia, and England, all European teams. And they will play their next games Tuesday and Wednesday, all leading up to the finals on July 15th. Welcome to Plain English. I'm Jeff, and this is a special World Cup episode of Plain English. Today's topic, as you heard, is the action from Russia. At the end of the episode, I'll show you how to use the expression on the line. Today is Monday, June 9th, and the episode number is 64. That means you can find a transcript of the episode at plainenglish.com/64. plainenglish.com/64. The interactive translations will be back again on Wednesday's episode. They are only four remaining: France and Belgium, Croatia and England. Two of these teams will meet in the final on July 15th. Which ones will make it? France and Belgium face off first on Tuesday. These two Western European neighbors have produced the most outstanding play so far in this World Cup. France has faced stiff competition and hasn't seemed to have much trouble yet, while Belgium has met the high expectations set for it at the beginning of the tournament. Belgium's so-called golden generation handed Brazil a convincing defeat in the quarterfinals, and they appeared to have the confidence they need to continue to the finals. This team is called the Golden Generation because it is widely seen as the most talented soccer team that Belgium has ever had. A lot of their players are currently in the Premier League in England, and Belgium was recently ranked number 1 in the world, though they have since slid back just a bit. Belgium has the most on the line since their players are in their 30s, and the team, as it's currently constituted, would not be considered a World Cup contender in Qatar in 2022. France, on the other hand, is exceeding expectations at this World Cup. With a core of players that are expected to come into their prime in the coming years, they had some trouble in the group round, scoring only 3 goals in their first 3 games. But they have gotten stronger as the games have gone by. They had no problem with Argentina and dispatched Uruguay in the quarterfinals. They also have history on their side, since they've won the whole tournament in 1998 and came close in 2006. On the other side of the bracket, we have Croatia and England. England's match against Sweden was a relatively smooth 2-0 victory, but Croatia had a tough time with their quarterfinal opponent, Russia. The match was tied 1-1 after regulation time. Croatia took a 2-1 lead and then promptly lost it in the overtime period. But Croatia won in penalty kicks and sent the overachieving host team Russia home. After winning all their group games, Croatia appears to be slowing down a bit since Denmark also took them to penalties in the knockout round. England, by the way, appears to have Croatia's number. In the last 2 times these sides have met, England has been the winner by the scores of 4-1 and 5-1. One cause for concern is that Croatian goalie Daniel Subasic appeared to injure his hamstring toward the end of the game against Russia. Though it didn't affect the outcome of that game, he may not be 100% for the next match. They have the advantage of playing the later game Wednesday, so he has an extra day to recover. Croatia is breathing a sigh of relief, however, since it looked like one of its players, Domagoj Vida, might have been suspended for the next 2 games for violating FIFA rules. But he escaped punishment and received only a warning. Cameras caught him saying, "Glory to Ukraine," a neighbor with which Russia has had difficult relations. FIFA rules prohibit any type of political slogans on the field. Luckily for him, and for all of Croatia, he escaped with just a warning. I'm not going to pretend to have the skills to make a prediction, but from the articles I've read, it seems like Belgium is the favorite to win Tuesday's match and England the favorite to win the match on Wednesday. One organization having a great World Cup is the English Premier League. As you probably know, the players play professionally in various leagues around the world, independent of their nationality. When they play in the World Cup, they play for their countries, so no Premier League teams are playing. But the Premier League's players are featuring prominently in the most successful national teams at the World Cup this year. In fact, out of the 92 players on the 4 teams still in the tournament, 40 of them played in the Premier League at one point last year. Many others will be looking to use these next 2 games as a high-profile audition for the Premier League next year. Two quick thank yous to Virginia and David for leaving positive reviews of Plain English on our Facebook page. If you'd like to send a note to JR or me, the best way to do so is via our Facebook page. You can find us under the username Plain English Pod. And while you're there, make sure to like the program and leave a positive review right there on Facebook. The more people leave reviews, the more others on Facebook will discover the program. You can also follow us on Twitter if you prefer. Same username, Plain English Pod. We post the episode summaries and usually the word or expression on both Facebook and Twitter. Plain English Pod on both. Today's English expression is on the line. When something is on the line, It means something is at risk. Something can be lost. If you have a lot on the line, you care about it. You might lose something. So here's how you heard it before. Belgium has a lot on the line at this World Cup because its golden generation of players is currently at its peak and will likely be too old to compete at the 2022 World Cup. For this reason, Belgium feels the pressure to win this year. If they don't win this year, it might be a long time before they can be competitive at the World Cup again. They have a lot on the line. They have a lot to lose. France, by contrast, has less on the line since their players tend to be younger and their team will likely enter its prime just as the next World Cup comes around. Lots of people around the world have some money on the line as they watch these games. That means they've placed bets. They are betting that one team will win. If their team doesn't win, they will lose the money that they have bet. In that sense, those people who have bet on the games have something on the line, namely, a little bit of money. I, by contrast, have nothing on the line. Not only do I not have a favorite team in soccer, but I have also not bet anything since I don't bet on sports. So I have absolutely nothing on the line. The head coach of England's soccer team had a lot on the line going into this year's World Cup. England had not met its fans' expectations in recent international tournaments. Coach Gareth Southgate was heavily criticized after the final group game against Belgium because he made 8 changes, a high number of changes. They lost that game, and the coach was heavily criticized. He had a lot on the line because if they lost in the knockout round, he would be blamed for over-coaching the team. But it turns out that loss to Belgium didn't hurt England at all, and the team went on to win its knockout games so far. Gareth Southgate had a lot on the line in the knockout round, and now his team is 1 win away from the World Cup finals. Thanks for joining us for today's special World Cup episode. 2 regular episodes are coming your way this Wednesday and Friday. Wednesday's episode is going to be about the women in Saudi Arabia. They were finally able to get driver's licenses, and they're enjoying their new driving privileges. And then on Friday, you won't want to miss Friday's episode. Have you been following the story about the soccer team trapped in the cave system in Thailand? That is going to be the episode on Friday. I wrote most of it, but the news is changing day to day, so I'll update it later in the week so you have the most current information when the episode comes out Friday morning. It's an incredible story. I'm refreshing my phone every few hours just to see the latest news, and I know you'll like hearing about that story on Friday. Okay, that's it for today. Thanks for joining us, and don't forget semifinal matches on Tuesday and Wednesday, World Cup finals on Sunday.